Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I ventured out to the movie theater today, which is a first for me because, quite frankly, there just isn't a lot that I'm interested in paying $30, all in to see or buy. Really, I mean, I've pretty much collected everything I want to collect, and I'm willing to wait until I can see it for free. But there are some interesting movies out right now, I have to admit. One of those is The Pope's Exorcist, starring Russell Crowe. And I really wanted to see this. I also want to see The Evil Dead Rising and Renfield. So that's on my list. So I am going to be going to the theater, but I did venture out and I did see The Pope's Exorcist. And I wanted to share my thoughts on that film. So this is basically a possession genre film, as stating the obvious. And when you think about it, the possession genre kind of reminds me of the mummy genre. It's very hard to deviate, from the template, if you will, of that horror type trope. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I mean, you watch a mummy movie or a possession movie, you kind of know the drill. You know all the normal tropes you're going to see. Uh, and that can be good or bad. I mean, I think it's going to be hard to impress people with an excellent Exorcist movie or an excellent Mummy movie because it's just such a difficult subgenre to really deviate and show originality. So, having said that, I think the Pope's Exorcist uh, kind of hit all the notes of the original Exorcist. And when I probably 20 minutes into this, I'm thinking this is kind of a reboot of the original Exorcist. We change a few characters, change a couple of narratives, but basically we're hitting a lot of the same notes from a storyline perspective as the original Exorcist. We've changed the scenery, but there's a lot of things that were callbacks, if you will, to the original Exorcist. One of those being, the possessed child and taking them to the hospital and going through the testing and all that BS. The conflicted priest subplot, that type of thing. None of those are negatives. I'm just stating what I saw, and that's like I say when I'm sitting there looking at it, thinking, are they just trying to reboot The Exorcist? When in reality, to give these guys, some slack, cut some people some slack. The director Julius Avery. What can you do? I mean, it's a possession movie. There's only so much variation there. Just like if we were making a mummy movie. But so with that caveat, I would say I liked the film. I didn't love it. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I thought if I rated it just on Russell Crowe's performance, I'd probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. But when I take in all the factors of the film, I'm kind of at a 6. I have to downgrade it for really kind of some shaky acting outside of Russell Crowe. And then the ending got very CGI-ish. I won't give it away, but I didn't. Yeah, I'm not going to beat him up because, like I say, possession movies, you kind of going into it what you're going to see and what the ending is likely to be, right? Um, there's just that. There's a very narrow window of storyline there for originality. But what I didn't like, uh, they kind of turned it into an actiony CGI type deal. That didn't work for me. And the possessed kid, although I appreciate the effort he put into it, and that's hard to do effectively, as is demonstrated by this movie. His acting was shaky, and I'm not criticizing him because I think it's a very difficult task. But yeah, he was shaky. Some of the others were shaky as well. I liked. There's a subplot which kind of ties in. Um, I guess this might be a spoiler. I don't know. So fair warning. There's a subplot in here that kind of gives it an original flair and ties in the storyline with a little bit of a twist. It involves the Spanish Inquisition, which I really liked. I really liked that subplot twist. I liked seeing Franco Nero as a cameo role in this, as the cardinal, the boss of Russell Crowe, the Exorcist priest. Thought that was good. Uh, but at the end of the day, this doesn't plow new ground. But it's not a bad film at all. It's just a workmanlike Exorcist film, kind of analogous to. I guess the best closest thing I would give you to an analogy would be um, Beyond the Door, which has elements of. It's kind of a black comedy almost when you're looking at it with the eyes of. I remember seeing the book Beyond the Door at the drive-in when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and it scared the living hell out of me. It really did. And now watching it as an adult, I actually found it humorous. I mean, there's dark humor elements to it, and there's elements of humor in this which I think were very effective. Some people may not like that, but I thought it was very effective. But all in all, I mean, I think that this is a film worth seeing. Maybe not worth spending $30 to see, with the ticket and popcorn and all that business. But I'm not. I'm just. I'm not. I'm not disappointed with it, and I thought Julius Avery, the director, did a workmanlike job. His other claim to fame is Overlord. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see some more stuff out of him. I think he's doing what appears to be maybe a reboot of Van Helsing, which should be interesting. So yeah, I recommend Pope's Exorcist, if nothing else, for the tour de force performance of Russell Crowe, who really shows just how diversified an actor he is, and not just from the acting standpoint. His take of a Spanish priest, uh, the dialogue, his the language that he did with the Spanish priest. I thought it sounded great. Very convincing, very convincing. So I got to give him a two thumbs up for his performance. All right. Well, that's going to do it for my thoughts on The Pope's Exorcist. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.